Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, will be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes, help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is in your connection. Because when we're connected to someone that feels like home but doesn't act like home, that says one thing and does another, it gets us ruminating. And then when we're ruminating, we're no longer in the present moment. And when we're no longer in the present moment, we're no longer connected to ourselves. We're no longer grounded. And so in order to really co-create and to stay balanced, to keep our energy balanced, we have to be grounded in the earth, but also able to tap into the higher self. And the higher self is the God part of self that only happens in the now. And if we're ruminating on what happened, what did happen, what could happen, then what happens again is we are no longer in the present moment. And then that's usually when things tend to go awry. Like we wound up like noticing like not one thing goes bad, like but a slew of things goes bad. And it was all connected to that person, that karmic person, because karmic people have the power to dig up those wounds. So any relationship really, whether a person's coming in for a day, a season, or a lifetime, it's we just don't know what the connection is. Sometimes we feel like the person is supposed to be here for a lifetime or at least a season, and they only come in for like a day. So again, all relationships teach. So we can say, well, that was a waste of time. It's a waste of time if we don't learn. Learning is integrating the spiritual lesson and actually taking that negative energy and transmuting it into something else so we see ourselves differently, so that we actually embody the consciousness that actually is the healing that we need. All right. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, we can find in the description box. This is going to drive me crazy. I'm sorry, because I have ADHD, and it's like I can't. That would have driven me crazy like the whole time. That little like thing. And by the way, that just goes to show you, they say when you have OCD, where you want to like everything needs to look perfect, it's because of how crazy you feel inside. So again, I am a healer, and all healers walk the path. It's a blind faith walk. And so it's like when they say the blind leading the blind, they ain't kidding. It's that, the divine works through and displays its glory through the most broken. And I gotta say, like, if the shoe fits, wear it. It's okay, because everything is the way that you look at it, right? Everything. Healing is perception. Changing your perception. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. It's diplomacy. I'm using my deck, the Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck, made for healing the shadow aspects of self based on transpersonal psychology. It comes with a workbook that has over 80 different healing exercises in it. Diplomacy is such a boring word, isn't it? It's like diplomatic. It's like, it's like monotone. Like, I'm not going to show really any emotion. I'm going to be polite, though, which is probably your stance at this moment. You're like, I really don't know what to do about this situation. This person, I think the more that I stay connected, you're like, the more that I'm seeing that this person's an asshole. However, there still is a connection. I really don't know how to act. And the best way would be to be diplomatic, but it's boring. And it's boring because you can't tell what the other person is thinking. So I feel like this person is going, if you're in separation with, is going to want to talk to you. You know this already. And so you do have a plan. And that plan is, I'm just going to be diplomatic about it, which is the best way to handle it, because this person wants to read you. I feel like they're coming towards you. They're not really offering anything, but they're more or less feeling you out. That's the underlining energy, but we're going to go a little bit deeper. 2 came out, so I got to take it because, no mistakes. negativity and lies and illusions. And I knew it. I was like, this person like isn't coming towards you with anything except for, I want to feel you out. I want to feel you out. It's like, you let go of me. I don't like the fact that you disconnected. Or if I disconnected, you should have made a bigger stink about it. You didn't make a big stink about it. I want to know what's going on with you. It's almost like this person doesn't want to give anything, but they don't really want you to move on either. So it's just this like energy, and you're like kind of just like, when this person talks to you, whether they text you, whether they approach you, whether they come to your house, some they're actually going to come to your house, like you're going to be like this. Okay. Okay. Which is going to drive this person completely crazy. Because maybe at one time you got emotional. Maybe one time you got triggered. Maybe one time. So it's like this person, it's about control, is what I feel. I want to see what they want before we actually like look and see what they did. Who fucking cares what they did at this point? It's like, this person's let's see, what do you want? What type of relationship is this? Where are we going? What's the whole point? Union is an energy, not a physical construct. It's again, this person feels your energy still. It's like they can't move on. They can't let go. They can't move forward. And I think it's again because you just kind of like let go. And so this person is like, I still feel connected. And they didn't expect that. They didn't expect to have any feeling. And if any, and you're looking a little too fine. You're looking a little too fucking happy. That is what I feel like this person is thinking in their head. And so again, it's underneath their skin. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue. Yeah, this person has a big ego. So of course they're trying to figure out, because they're like, they're uncomfortable. That's why. How can I solve the problem? Well, it's very easy to solve the problem, but not the way that they want to go about it. There's a little bit of underhanding energy. And the reason why is because this person, like, they still have like attraction towards you. It's like they actually, it's again, they want to have sex. I mean, this is a nice way of saying it. But I mean, our bodies unite as one, but obviously it's again, like, we obviously know where their mind is. It's like they still are thinking about you. There's still this connection that they didn't think that they were going to have. The same divine energy flows in each of us. Da 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 da. Yeah, like it's like this person, like I said, sees that connection. So it's like they're having a hard time moving forward. So what do you want? It's like, really, what do you want? What is your issue? Let's see, like, again, they're imbalanced. It's like I feel like there's a part of them that doesn't really know what they want, because they have this strict, I mean, obviously on the surface, they want to, they want to have sex. They want that on the surface, but it's this connection that they've never really had before. And the fact that this person tends to be very sure of themselves when they walk away and they do something, and they're pretty much sure of what other people are going to do. And you didn't do that. And so they misjudged you. And now they're looking at you where before they didn't really, where you might have thought they looked at you. You knew that they never really did, because they would do things and never apologize. And never apologize. They would wait a long time and then come back or try to make light of it. And when you would say something, they would get defensive or make a joke out of it or turn it or shut it down. So there was always this energy of, you don't really care. So again, you were reading them the whole time, because again, their actions were showing you who they were, but they were so caught up in that, oh, you have these feelings and we have this connection, but I'm not even going to really honor that connection, is what I feel like. Now they're like, I should have honored the connection. Balance. Now they want balance. But why? Why all of a sudden do they want to have balance? Because we are one. It's again because they're trying to make fear not get in the way. Again, just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. This person cares a lot about what things look like. This is the energy. So they do like volunteer, like within their community. If they own their business, there's someone that tries to put up that front that they're a good, person. They're not like a loser that just doesn't have a job or doesn't have anything. And so the thing is, while you cut your energy off from this person, now they're watching you, and what they're saying is, wow, we have a lot more in common than I actually thought. And I like the way that you represent yourself. I like the way that, like, whatever you're doing would complement them, because they actually do the same thing. It's just you might not do it in the same way. Like, where if this person's a business owner, you tend to be like, if you're not a business owner, you're someone that's just very helpful and likes to, you know, people like you, people trust you, people, go to you for advice. I watch you on social media. Like I told you. So this was what this person has been doing the whole time. They've been watching you on social media, and the internet is their way of staying close and finding out more about you. Because, like I said, they haven't been in contact. It's not like that. If like you let go, they're sitting there, and they're, was like, this was supposed to play out differently differently. And what they're seeing is, they disregarded someone that they actually could have had a lot in common with. Separate or to get, again, it's too much of, I still feel your energy, 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 and that this person's never had that before. It's like, again, I feel like there's someone that's very cocky, very sure of themselves, someone that has a good reputation, like maybe in their community, but then they kind of disregarded you, thinking that you were someone that you weren't at one point. And so this person, like, you want to know what their issue is that their ego is fragile, and they're fragile to criticism and rejection. So understand, like, they're, because they would have to come back to you, and now it's like, are you going to reject me? And this person says, I long ago shut down those parts of me that actually wanted romance and intimacy. But you make me long for those things again, because, again, of that connection. It's not something that's logical. It's not, I mean, they've made it into something logical from watching you on social media and saying, well, we have a lot in common. But at one time, this was not what it was. It was the fact that when you walked away, it it changed the way that they saw you almost. But I always feel like spirit hides who we are from people that don't have our best interest. So I feel like when you met this person, they were like cocky. They really thought who they were. Like I said, they were someone that was seen as maybe someone important. Again, someone that had a business, someone that was successful, someone that would be like a good catch. And maybe you didn't, it wasn't that you weren't a nice person, but you weren't as showy. You weren't like as like who you are now. Like during this separation point, like it's almost like you have more of their energy, where they're like, wow, like you're grounded. And the irony is, when they were dealing with you, their heart was shut and your heart was wide open. Now you're more grounded, and now their heart is open. And so again, it's almost like spirits being like, well, this is a karmic connection. And it's like, either way, whether this person stays, they don't stay, I don't really care, the universe says, because they already served their purpose. And that was, this person is like all in their head and their ego and thinks who they are. And you had good intention. You weren't as grounded. You weren't pouring as much into yourself. So that's why this person, when they're watching you on social media, it's like, why didn't I see all this? Because that shit wasn't there. That's why. It's like that shit was there, but it wasn't there like how it is now. And it's because they are not there. And so the spirit, and now this person longs to sweep you off your feet and shower you with love. Because again, it's the energy that they're like, why didn't I see you have more of my energy? Which at one time, this person was a real like go-getter. And so, and they still may be like, but they're someone that is business savvy. The universe brought us together for a reason, and I'm trying to discover what those reasons are. So it's again, this is not the way that this person normally talks. They're like, you're in my life for a reason. I don't know why you're here. They say everything happens for a reason. Like this person is very logical and analytical. So they're always going to try and put it in their, way. They're not just going to let their heart, that was the issue. This person shut down their heart a long time ago, because again, being too logical and analytical in a relationship is not going to be good. Um, they tend to project their fears and limitations onto you, and what happens is that it is very triggering, and so this person finds it really difficult to see sometimes what is real, what is projected, what is, and you may also. So this definitely is a karmic connection, because projection means that spirit says you have spiritual blockages that need to come off. Those are shadows, and those shadows are what is keeping you separate from me, which is unconditional love, which is the spirit that's inside of you that needs to flow through you. That prana, that chi is spirit, and it's got to flow through you to work through you. Not just like how it works through gut, intuition, inner knowing. Well, it also works through, again, grounding and manifestation. And so understand projection makes it difficult for that energy. Again, it makes it difficult for us to actually manifest, obviously, because we'll ruminate, number one. And number two, it's that spirit says the relationship is brought together to create awareness for both of you. It's again because of this card. This card tells me everything. It's that projection, yes, and the person's ego. So they have feelings, but it's like it's a lot for them to process. It's like where you may be like, oh, God, fuck it. It's like if I have feelings for someone, I'm gonna hang out with them and I'm gonna figure it out as I go. This person, like, if they don't do that. There's someone that's very good in business. There's someone that's really shitty when it comes to connections. Again, they put all their energy into one avenue. And understand what happened was when they were dealing with you, their inner child, like again, came out. It's like their inner child was wounded when their parents couldn't show up for them, and so again, they react from that wound. Again, that's the projection. That's that. So it tells you, again, it's not going to logically make sense to you. You're like, I don't understand why this person treats me the way that they fucking treat me. No, because they have unhealed childhood wounds that, again, where they had abandonment issues and whatever else. And then those wounds played out in relationships where they finally said, fuck it, I'm not going to be in relationship. I shut down that part of me. So when they met you, they were like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're pretty, you're the good looking, whatever, but you're a dime a dozen. I'm going to treat you the way I treat everybody else. I disregard you. But everybody else cries and moans and carries on. You didn't do that. Like, you didn't fight. You didn't say anything. You're like, fine. So this person's like, motherfucker is fine. What the fuck is motherfucker is fine? Let me see on social media what's going on here. Now this person's watching you, and they're actually growing feelings for you because they were stalking you on social media. They're falling in love. This person has detachment issues. It's again intimacy issues, because now they have better relationship now that they're like fantasizing more that they're in separation. Oh, look, you do the same thing I do. Oh, look, we could make a good team now. Now this person wants to come back, but they're saying, well, I really fucked things up because I was acting from my inner child wound and my ego, and I act from that. It's like, I long for you, but this is not an easy process. That's how you know it's a karmic, because it's like, you make everything so difficult. So the best that you can do at this point is say, why did I attract this person into my life? I don't like this energy. Like, if it's some energy that really triggers you, you can say, again, because once you integrate the spiritual lesson and transmute that negative energy, you wouldn't even have a connection to this person anymore. Chances are. It's like, that's the irony, because it's like, it's their karma that they lost you because of not just how they treated you, but all those other people when they shut down their heart. So they don't get the prize. It's again it's their karma. Really. However, you have free will. So you get to choose. This person's going through like almost like ascension symptoms. And so they are releasing old energy because they're again taking accountability for how they treated you. That's not something that they did. Remember, they ran from, they normally don't care. And, again, I feel your energy around me. I'm so tired of this through this whole reading. It's like this person just feels your energy, and they feel your energy, and they feel your energy. And understand, you might be like, I'm not even thinking about that person. Well, you can think about someone so much that you perceive that they're actually thinking about you, when it's like not the other person. This person feels guilt. This person at one time felt your energy around them at all the time. I feel like after they ruined the relationship, I'm trying to figure out this connection. I've never experienced anything like it before. So it's that's this person. They've never had a connection like this before. And so it's gonna dig out all their wounds first, because spirit, that's the way God works. Spirit says, well, you can't have that. You can't have unconditional love. Look how the fuck you are. You got these blocks all over you. Look at how you just treated that person. Oh, you didn't think it was gonna matter. Yeah, well, look at you. You think you're gonna have that person? Look at yourself. So that's why this person is trying to figure things out. And it's a slow process. Slow. Like, think of that knight, the slowest knight in the tarot deck, okay? That fucking slow motherfucker. And it's again slow. That's this person. So you know that they're probably really great in business. They would have to, hey, so that's what's going to drive you crazy, because it's triggering. It's like, why am I dealing with somebody that's like this? Is that why do I get the broken one? Why do I never get anyone that shows up for me? This is the best that you can do, universe. Like, for me, like, what is that? And spirit says, well, you're a mirror of what comes into your life. And you're like, okay, my energy doesn't look like that fucked up. It doesn't look like that. And spirit says, well, if you're not in your passion for life, you're imbalanced. If you go off to work every day and you're just idly going by, hoping to meet somebody, well, you're out of balance, because the universe says, my energy is love. It's passion. It's that. So when you're in the passion for life, where you lose all sense of time and space, it's like you're doing it, but you don't even realize, because you love it, you're losing time. That's when you are co-creating. But if you're in a relationship with someone that's like, it's like you feel like you're in traffic. Like traffic that takes you 12 hours to get fucking home, and normally it's like an hour and a half, and it's just because you have a bunch of people in front of you that don't know how to drive. So it's really frustrating. It's like you gotta pee, you're hungry, it's hot in the car, you're gonna run out of gas, like it's just, you're always in a sense of like, and the spirit says, do you want to stay in that energy just because of a connection? It's like the person showing you who they are. It's like you're not supposed to be with this person just because there's feelings, for a person. Sometimes I just bring you into a person's life to create awareness. And you're like, so for me, and spirit says, well, you needed healing too. Look, childhood wounds, neglect. We look at the childhood wounds because that's where you're going to see that karmic theme. And you're going to see that karmic theme where it's like, well, it's like, I never had anyone, or my mother wasn't there, she had to work, or my father wasn't there, he left home. Like, whatever the story, it's collective reading, or I had perceived, like they weren't there because I wanted to be gay, or I wanted to like have my hair a certain way, or I wanted to be this person, and they didn't want me to, I wasn't allowed to do that. So there's abandonment. There's abandonment, whether a person's there and they just are checked out, or they're there and they're abusive. And either way, the person doesn't feel supported, doesn't feel cared for, doesn't seem seen. And understand, it's not a blame game, but we have to understand, where did the wound come from? And so Spirit always says you're born into collective karma and family karma, ancestral karma. And so a lot of times our parents were just taught by like society, and you don't want society to teach you. I mean, you see what society did to half the people on this planet, and you're gonna let society like teach you? That's why. It's like they were like trying to make that money. They were trying to create that stability. They were coming from the survival perception instead of, hey, we have spirit inside of us and we can create our heaven on earth, that we can actually like do this because spiritual sovereignty gives us that. That's our birthright to be able to do that. But how can we do that? No one healed. No one knew how they drank. They smoked, they had relationships, they had a good old time, but it fucked up their life, a lot of it, because again, they just didn't have any ground. They didn't know how to get back to ground. So again, that affects the second chakra, which is, the water center. It's your individuality. It's your passion center. It's how we can go with the flow of life. Well, guess what? It's your relationship center too. It's how well you trust. If there is an intimacy issue because, hey, you were neglected when you needed someone psychologically, emotionally there, and they weren't there because, again, of whatever their trauma was or their life, whatever their life called them to do, sometimes it's work. Sometimes a person gets sick, and it's not their fault, or they die, and it's like either way, it feels like I didn't have anyone. And so it's the perceived wounds, which it's like, yes, that experience did happen, but we can create our own support, even if we're neglected. We can do that through our hobbies, our passions, our interests. It's again that kingdom of heaven inside of you. Imagine it, you create it, you got to embody it to become it. And that's when you meet people, situations, and experiences. So the perceived abandonment, like, yes, our parents abandoned us. However, Spirit says after a certain time, you can't abandon yourself. You might have said, well, I needed that love. I got that love from that person. Because back in my day, they told us to get married. And, we got married and we made a family, but then it was kind of unequal energy, where now this person has all the power and I didn't have any power. And so, again, it robbed you of your joy, because really, what is that second chakra? Is the passion for life. It's again how we get balance. It's we get balance because our choice of focus is not on that person. It's on our passions. It's on where we're going, what we're doing. It's our identity. This person wanted everything on their terms, and which were not good terms at all. They were like they disregarded you. And so now, like I said, that you're actually reparenting yourself by saying, well, I'm going to take that trip, or I'm going to, hang out with those friends, or I'm going to go to that place, or I'm going to sign up for whatever it is. It's like, that's what Spirit says. Now you're talking. Now you're talking, because again, you're becoming yourself, not being your trauma. It's again, because it's frustrating to deal with a person like that. And you don't want to stay in a place of frustration, because that's the same energy that you have when you grow up and you don't have anybody. It's frustrating. It's like, it makes you feel a certain way about yourself. It makes life difficult to have someone there but not contribute to your life. That's like it blocks your energy. It's not helping you, it's blocking you. And that's what this person would do. They would block your energy. I want to hold on to you and watch you, but I'm not going to give you anything because my pride and ego. It's like, because again, I have to strategize my way on coming back. It's like, so understand that type of trauma, again, where you're neglected, you're not really creating yourself. Well, you have to survive somehow. As a child, you're going to check out, you're going to go into the imagination realm. So the child that survives thrives, because again, how do you manifest? Through the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have, through the imagination, right? So that's why the child that survives thrives, because they're usually creative, they're self-reliant, they don't give up, they're resilient. And for all the other reasons that Spirit said, well, I raised you, Spirit says, because they didn't raise you. I raised you. Because again, you were neglected, remember? So again, I'm going to make you go through those those spiritual tests at a young age where so you're prepared. Like now you are resilient, this person's not going to stop you. That's why they're looking at you like, who the fuck are you? And you're like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you? It's like you didn't know who I was. I'm resilient. You have all these gifts from growing up that way, even though when you were going through it you were like, they were not gifts. It was these are battle awards. I went through war, and these are my tools that I gained along the way. And your imagination is part of it. So again, people misunderstood you then. And so the self-sabotage was really giving your time and attention away to other people all the time and not putting it into yourself, because you felt bad about yourself because again you were neglected. So it's perception, it's the child self, it's how you saw things. But Spirit says, yeah, but that's still on there. You know why? Because you didn't embody the new consciousness. You have to embody a new consciousness in order to really heal. You can't just say, well, I healed it in the mind, I see what I did wrong. Spirit says, you're in physical form for a reason. It's like, and that's not just to say, oh, I learned. It's you don't really fully learn, is what Spirit says. Here they are. I'm like looking for my last deck that I want to pull out. Well, not last, it's second to last one, but wait, come on. I've two decks of cards together, and there we go. See, put those back, take these, get those out of the way. Okay, now we have to transmute the negative energy, because it's like, okay, so I had to reparent myself. This person neglected me. They acted like I was an option. They emotionally made me feel disregarded. It's like, when meanwhile there was a connection there the whole time. I really should have been that person that they poured into, but they chose not to. And so again, a little bit of, if you're my mom or my dad, there should be support, there should be love, and it should look this way. Well, again, that's the same thing. Oh, you see how this shit moves? This shit was not like that before, or was it? You see, it's sneaky. Sneaky. All right. Let's see. Sacred space, divine timing, soul's calling, flow with grace, deep wisdom, and loving yourself. So Spirit says we transmute the negative energy because understand you had the deep wisdom, meaning, hey, I've already gone through this experience before. It's like, I don't really want to be in a connection that's one-sided. And Spirit says, this is about you listening to the whispers of your own soul, what you need for yourself. And so Spirit says, you want to get good results, just align your actions with your values. And understand, you'll notice people that don't do that, and understand that it's just because it didn't happen with this person, that everything happens in divine timing. I know what you want more than you know what you want, the universe says. You're down there remembering what you want, but my plan's better than yours. So don't try to control. As again, that fear will make you want to control. Instead, create the sacred space. Take time out every day to meditate. It's like do the Silva Ultramind method before you get out of bed. It's like that'll get you down to the theta level, and that will allow you to, that's the ESP level. ESP, because I don't know how I know, I just know. That's the claircognizance. Right before you go off to sleep, that's when your intuition usually comes. That's when you get ideas. It's because you're in that realm. So when you train your mind, because the world will untrain it, will take you away from that. But you have to, again, recondition because you don't want to become the world's vibration, like meaning the outside with the people in it. And you want to become the energy of the earth. And the energy of the earth is the energy of God. It's the energy of the universe. And that is that when we're most open to receiving, we're most relaxed. That's where the body can self heal. So Spirit says, if you were neglected and you didn't have that emotionally, you're like, well, I never had anyone. Spirit says, I live inside of you. You always have someone. You're never alone. The illusion is that you're alone. Well, you'll be like, well, I want to have people. Spirit says, well, if you listen to yourself, eventually I would bring you the right people. It's like you have to do this for you first. It's about learning to love yourself first, to cultivate a deep self love with acceptance and compassion. Understand you grew up in a way where you were conditioned really not to if you were neglected. And so Spirit says, so of course you would want to meet someone and love to get that, but that's not going to sustain you forever. You know, what will sustain you forever is the love that you have for yourself by becoming yourself. Then yes, you will meet a person that loves you and that will stay in your life, but they'll love you because you taught them to respect you. You taught them how to treat you because you didn't give the entire pizza pie away. You weren't hungry. You already did that for yourself. So it won't be codependent. If you came from a codependent home where your parents never got along with each other, well, then that's why they couldn't be there for you. So you would be breaking ancestral karma by, again, listening to what you want, what you truly want, where you say, well, I want this person. Spirit says, you think you want that person. But if you can't flow with grace, again, what did I say? We go with the flow of life. It's a second chakra issue. And we do that through our choice of focus, through our passion for life. Because guess what? People are gonna like, I want to be comfortable. So I'm going to set it up so I'm comfortable, which a lot of times they're not looking at what's fair or right or just for you. And so understand you learn that. You learn that. And that's why, again, this person's looking at you like you didn't cry. You're off doing your own thing. Grounded energy. That's how you flow with grace. That's why you were like, well, you did whatever you did. I'm not going to sit there and cry. I'm pissed off about it, but I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to be diplomatic about it, but I'm fucking mad. I'm going to take that fire and I'm going to create with it. And Spirit says, that's what you're supposed to do with it. That's the transmutation process. That's the fire in alchemy that is changing that negative energy into something positive, which is why this person is like, who the fuck are you? You're not that person that I met. It's like, and you're like, listen, that was me. That was me when somebody's nice. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, this is me after you fuck with me. It's not that I'm not nice. I'm still nice. I'm just going to be very diplomatic. I'm going to be very logical, analytical, just the facts, just the facts, just the facts, just like what you did to me. So what's up? And that's why this person is like, I don't even know how to, like, my ego. Like, how am I even? And it's because, first of all, you didn't say anything. You put your energy towards yourself and you transmuted that energy without even realizing it because you're like, well, fuck this. I'm not going to sit here and wait for you. It's like, I'm going to put it into myself. So, and Spirit says, that's what you need to do. And now this person gets to eat the karma. And not just because of what they did to you, but the universe is kind of pissed off because they're like, who the fuck did they think that they were that whole time? That they shut down their heart a long time ago. So they're just going to go around using people. And so, hey, this bit them in the ass. It's, again, you don't just, the person that they actually had feelings for now is disgusted and, and is healed and is looking like they're in better energy while they're sitting there and they're not, again, their ego is shattered. The Spirit says that's what needed to happen. And you needed to ground more and really find yourself, allow yourself to go with the flow. Let the universe guide you. Understand when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When you're flowing with grace and you're doing what you love, the universe conspires to bring you everything that you need, and that you have all the tools that you need to actually create whatever it is that you're trying to create. But you don't need the distraction with this person. Spirit says, I'm a little jealous. It's always me first. And that's through you first, because I'm inside of you. So if you don't love yourself and cultivate all that love for yourself, you're not going to obtain it, because again, I'm jealous. I'm not going to allow that. It's like I need to see it first. That's why you're here. You're here to be the expression of love by giving and receiving of love. And then you're able to attract the love and the abundance that you want, but not before then. And Spirit says, so do yourself a favor and listen to life. Be attentive to the world around you, because again, God doesn't only work through you, through gut intuition, inner knowing. Again, it works through your environment. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So you're not in charge of the path. Spirit says, you know why? Because your healing is involved, and you wouldn't do most of the things that I'm going to bring you. It's like I trick you into doing it. It's like, oh, you don't want to do that, do you? Well, I'm going to dangle that carrot. Do you want the $10,000? Oh, I want the $10,000. Well, then you're going to do what you don't want to do. Oh, you don't think that you can do that, do you? Well, do you want that TV show? Do you want this opportunity? Well, you got to do what you don't think you can do. You better do it if you want that prize. It's again, you become yourself. There's again, you may not be able to do things the way that everyone else does, but Spirit says, I will make a way where there is no way just for you. Don't do my job. Do your job. Be like childlike so you could go with the flow of life. Reparent yourself. So again, you can be the expression of love and be abundant. And Spirit says, because that's the only thing I really want for you. I want you to revert your energy back to the same as mine, unconditional love. So listen to life. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you for joining me this morning. I love you guys, and I'll be on probably, I don't know about later, but definitely tomorrow. And until then, be true to you. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Don't forget to leave your comments, like, shares, and subscribes. That's the channel gets noticed. I mean, we're a slow channel because we're a shadow channel, but it's like it's all about healing here. Thank you.